Hi everyone, my name is Leon Howard. Today I'm going to present my CSC1024 programming project with the title A Mastermind Computer Game. I will explain the program designation method which I designed by Python to create an on-screen version of this board game. During the interactive user interface, the user is given two choices to select. Enter A to show rules and instructions, or any other key to start the game. When the game is started, the program will randomly generate 4 colors with equal chance from a list that I set called List of Colors, which contains 5 characters representing red, yellow, blue, green, and pink. After that, the user will be prompted to make selections by inputting 4 color choices for the first attempt. Upper and lower case of R, Y, B, G, or P, which represents the first letter of the colors, are allowed for input. Should other selections be inputted, an incorrect selection message will be displayed, and the user is allowed to re-input. Moving on, the program will check the user's input and display by the clues by indicating how many correct colors in the correct place and wrong place. The program has been designed to enter a loop until the user manages to guess 4 correct colors in the correct place and end with displaying the number of attempts taken. Here are some programming techniques I applied in this project. First, let's talk about the input and display data technique. At the beginning, the first input is for the user to choose to start the game or request for rules. If input A, the rules and instructions will be brief. Otherwise, the game starts with entering any other key. The other input applying method is to get user to enter color selection. Moving on to the second technique, which is list, and it was applied 3 times. The first list of color, is to store 5 characters for the program to choose. The second and third list, random color and user color list, are to store 4 random computer selected colors and 4 user input colors respectively. Those data were stored in the list for easier comparison. The next technique is about generating random choice from a list. I use this method to import random from the Python library in order for the program to choose elements from the specified list randomly via random.choice. There is a possibility for the program to choose 2 or more same color. Further on, I will explain the if-else statement and relational and logical operators. If-else statement play a part because data verification with more than one condition is required in this program. First scenario, the program uses it to verify if the user selects A to show rules and instructions, or any other key to start the game. Second if-else scenario is to compare the user color with random color to generate clues. If user color with position X matches random color with position X, the first condition is true. Correct variable will be added by 1. Else, if the color does not match the position and exists in the random color list, wrong variable will be added by 1. This programming checking method is straightforward and seems running well. Unfortunately, I found that there is a bug. According to the question given example, if the program randomly generated RB/RG and the user had inputted 4B, the correct result shown should be 1 correct color in the correct place and 0 correct color in the wrong place. However, by running this result checking method, it shows 1 3 instead of 1 0. Therefore, I have to ignore the above idea and build another result checking function to skip calculating the wrong place for the same colors at another correct place. My final solution is to introduce 4 new variables. If the first user color matches first random color, sim A becomes true, otherwise it is false. This criterion applies to second color for sim B, third color for sim C, and fourth color for sim D. For the first user color to be considered wrong place, this color must exist in random color location and other than first place. Sim A must be false, and either sim B or sim C or sim D equals to false. For the second user color to be considered in wrong place, this color must exist in random color location other than second place. Sim B must be false, and either sim A or sim C or sim D equals to false. The same criteria happens to third and fourth user color locations. After modification, correct result 1 0 is obtained. And the last if statement occurs at the end of this program. If correct variable equals to 4, repeat will become false. This is the stopping criteria to exit the while loop. The following technique is iterative process, which is useful for repetitive processes. The task will repeat continuously until the looping condition is false. For loop and while loop are being applied. The for loop has been used to generate random colors 4 times and print the input to let the user enter selection for 4 times. Subsequently, while loop is applied twice. If the user's input is not in the list of color selection, it will fall into a while loop where re-input will be prompted. At the end of this program, another while loop is practiced to verify whether to repeat this task or not, depending on the value of the correct variable. Lastly, it's about the user-defined function technique. Function acts as a subprogram in this program. It can be called many times, so long codes can be avoided. Rules and instructions were put into a void function so that it will only be printed when user requests for it. The value returning function are named by random com color function and user selection color function. In both functions, random generated and input selections colors will be stored in two lists, which will be returned to the caller even though these functions are not called. The next value returning function is result checking function. When running this function, both lists are accessed and checked, further generating clues to the user. In conclusion, it requires a lot of logical thinking and problem-solving techniques to design this Mastermind computer game. This really helps me in computational thinking. That's all from my presentation. Thank you.